What is going on, Washington fans? Welcome back to We Hail. We're going to talk about our head coaching opportunities we have this week. But first thing I want to do is I want to kind of reiterate a little something about my last video. First, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment. You guys did a great job on the last video. It's got a lot of views, more than I anticipated doing. And also make sure you follow me on Twitter. It's under We Hail, and it's at Commander J Plank. So I want to reiterate some things. First thing, Sam Howell is, in my opinion, is the guy. Okay, that's what my video was about last one. Is Sam Howell is the guy to me. He showed enough. If you look at his entire body of work this season, he had some games where he looked extremely good. Okay, he had some games that looked bad, but he also had some games that looked extremely well. And as a rookie quarterback, and I will consider him a rookie, he did not play at all except for the last game of the season, his first year. He never got any first-team snaps. He barely even got. He might have got a few backup snaps, but never really got a chance to play. And this year, he had a chance to play, and he had some games, like I said, where he looked extremely good. As a rookie quarterback, you got to kind of look at the games that look extremely good. Okay, is that his ceiling? Can he go higher? I think he can because of the limitations around him. Offensive coordinator wasn't great. Eric Bieniemy would call a lot of passes, so he had a lot of opportunities to throw the ball. But they didn't run the ball. They had no balance. They had, I think, a lot of play calls are very questionable, if I will say so. Not quite as questionable as Scott Turner, but very questionable. There was no balance, and this is why, like, we're about to talk about Ben Johnson, and we'll get to him in a little bit. But that's like the first thing. That is my opinion. I think Sam Howell's the guy, and I think when you improve what's around him, you're going to see a significantly better player. A better play caller like Ben Johnson will fix a lot of those problems, and I'll get into Ben Johnson here in a minute. So that's my opinion. I think what's around Sam, Washington has this fans have this horrible habit of seeing like one game from a guy and then writing him off altogether. One bad thing happens, or one bad game happens, and complete write-off. We don't have that luxury of being able to just write people off all the time. Okay. And what I'm going to get into next, like the second reason why I think we're going to go forward with Sam Howell, is because Adam Peters is not going to draft a quarterback, okay, and put it behind the offensive line that we have right now. It's garbage. It will get that quarterback injured, okay? He's not going to do that, okay? So let me ask you this. If you don't have an offensive line and you don't have certain things lined up, are you going to draft the quarterback and risk that quarterback? Am I sitting here saying that Sam Howell is going to take a lot of hits until we get offensive line figured out and then we'll draft the quarterback? It's possible. We may do that. But you're not going to draft the quarterback and try to build an offensive line all at the same time. You're going to hinder the production of the quarterback, and you're just not going to set yourself up for success. You're going to get him injured. This is what Washington always does. We always get a quarterback. We always mishandle him. And it just doesn't end out well. RG3, we had a great rookie year, but he was totally mishandled, mismanaged, not coached well, whatever you want to call it, and he ended up ruining his entire career. I got something in my here, sorry. Okay, so Adam Peters is not going to do that. This is not going to be a Dan Snyder run. There's a hair in my eye. There we go. It's one of my actual hairs on my head. I got a few of them, but so Adam Peters, Josh Harris is not going to just throw a quarterback out there for. There it is. Okay, it's not just to throw a quarterback out there and get him injured, and then we're going to have to recycle this. This is not a Dan Snyder run team where all the fans are going to get emotional. He'll get emotional as well. He'll make a rash decision, and then instead of making a rational draft pick, he'll call up and say, "Hey, draft Dwayne Haskins." It's not going to happen that way. Okay, they're going to build the team. And then if Sam Howell's a quarterback, he'll fit into that team. If not, they'll get a quarterback next year. That's what's going to happen. I'm telling you, it's what's going to happen. They draft the quarterback. I don't think they're going to draft the quarterback. They literally said they're going to build through the draft. You're not going to go and build through the draft, offensive line, and the quarterback, and think that you're going to be able to put that quarterback behind an offensive line built with second and third rounders and think you're going to be successful. They're going to want to spend high draft picks. I think it's trade back. I've already gone over that. I think you trade back, you accumulate assets, you get more picks in the top 100 than just 5. We have a lot. That's good. Okay. I do also trust his player. Look at every team he's been on. Patriots, build an offensive line. Okay, Adam Peters has been a part of. Patriots. Denver did not sign over Peyton Manning and then build the offensive line. The offensive line was good. The weapons were good. Had a good running back. Everything was good when Peyton Manning was dropped into the Denver Broncos. Look at the 49ers. When 49ers, they did spend a high draft pick on Trey Lance, and they probably regret that. They probably said this got something else, and they could have had a lot more other things or a different quarterback or whatever. But the offensive line was a top offensive line when they drafted Trey Lance. Their weapons were top. Okay, they thought he'd just drop him in at super talented quarterback with all this stuff, and he's going to do well. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. Adam Peters is not stupid. He knows how to build a team, and you don't build a team by quarterback first and then look at everything else. He's going to go. He's already got a year of Sam Howell being super cheap, so take advantage of that. Maybe 1 or 2 more years, and if he doesn't pan out, then they're going to go to draft a quarterback. Now, let's look at Ben Johnson. The reason why I have Ben Johnson on the screen is 2 coach, really there's 3 if you want to be honest, available right now. Dan Quinn, Mike McDonald, and Ben Johnson. Now, I know the image looks very blurry. The website I got it from, it didn't blow up very well, but whatever. You know who it is. Ben Johnson. Offensive coordinator for the Lions. I think it's going to be, it's rumored, and Vegas has the odds of like negative odds that we're going to get Ben Johnson as our head coach. And I think Ben Johnson fixes a lot of problems. That's all the problems that we had last year, Ben Johnson fixes. 1, he is a much better offensive coordinator than Eric Bieniemy. It's not even close. Okay, anytime you need to play a 3rd down conversion or a 4th down conversion or something, or to get the ball in someone's hands, that guy right there calls the right play. That guy right there had 2,000-yard rushes this year on two different, completely different backs. Okay, one's a bruiser and one's like your 3rd down back. Both of them had 1,000 yards rushing. He had a top 5 passing and top 5 rushing offense. He calls balanced plays. He calls runs. He calls passes. He calls play actions off those runs. He knows how to call plays. Whereas Eric Bieniemy knows how to create plays, but he does not know how to call balanced play calling where, like I've said before, complementary football. Your running game has to complement the passing game, and passing game has to complement the running game. Okay? Those things are important, and that will help a young quarterback like Sam Howell be a better young quarterback. Significantly better. There was no balance this year. We were last in rushing attempts. Okay? Now, you could say that there's reasons for that, but we were last in rushing attempts before we ever started getting into games where we were down 20 at halftime or something. Okay? We just did not run balance. We were not balanced. We'd have some games where the first 5 plays were passes because Eric Bieniemy is pass happy. Now, I get it. You just like to. He's just a Patrick Mahomes where he can throw the ball every down. But you got to have balance with a young player, and I think Ben Johnson's that guy. Ben Johnson's going to bring balance to the force, whatever you want to call it. He's going to do that. He's going to make life a lot easier for Sam Howell. He's going to make life a lot easier for us. Okay. Now, does that mean he's going to build a great defense? No. Does that mean he's going to, there's some things he's going to do very well, and some things we're going to have to see. But I think at the very least, our offense will become a top 15, top 10 offense with just better play calling, better play design, and like I said, if at the very least, he's going to make Sam Howell a lot better. This guy is the guy who took Jared Goff, who everyone wrote off as like, okay, he's in a trade for Matt Stafford, and he's not good. Sean McVay, there we go. Todd McShay's not a football coach. Sean McVay, everyone said, oh, he called all the plays. He told him where to throw the football. Jared Goff's not a real quarterback. Guess what? Jared Goff's a real quarterback. This guy made this guy a real quarterback. Okay? He's probably an MVP candidate this year. He's a very efficient quarterback. Doesn't throw a lot of picks. Okay? He's a good quarterback. He's a good coach, and he showed what he could do with a quarterback who everyone thought was washed up. And he's going to walk into Washington and talk to Sam Howell. He's going to go over game film with Sam Howell. He's going to talk to Sam Howell about things. He's going to realize Sam Howell is an intelligent football player, and he probably should just write him off as fast as our fans have written him off. He's going to come in with an outside perspective. He's going to look at the roster, and they're going to work together and say, and Adam Peters is going to be like, hey, do you think we need to draft the quarterback? I think we need other things more than a quarterback right now. Quarterback is just going to get injured, and I would rather build the O-line, and if the quarterback's not good, then we get a quarterback. Okay, so it might be a year delayed. Sorry, everyone. It might be a year delayed from us getting good if getting another quarterback. But I think you put good. I already went over Sam Howell's stats. I'm not reiterating those. That was in the last video, and I'm not repeating myself too much. I don't want to get into that. But the point of this guy, hiring this guy, is it fixes our quarterback. That's the point of hiring this guy. Now, does the current regime, did they draft Sam Howell? No, I did not. I saw this in my comments, by the way. I'm going to comment. Like someone said that Sam Howell's a bust. How in the hell are you a bust if you are a 5th round pick? Okay, there's nothing but good you can get out of that. A 5th rounder, without having any previous experience in the NFL, came in and threw for over 20 touchdowns in a season, in his first season as a 5th rounder. That's a high value draft pick that you could waste that asset. Okay? That's a high value pick at that point. That pick was a 5th rounder. Okay, you're not writing off Cole Turner that quick, are you? No. You're not. There's other players we have on our team that were drafted that late. You're not writing them off after one bad game or a couple bad games. It's the toughest position in football, and he still did pretty well at it. Okay, and if things around him improve, you're going to see the interceptions go down. Okay, with better play calling, he doesn't have to force the ball down the field. He's not putting 3rd and long a lot. They're probably going to move the pocket a lot more. Okay, with those things improved, you're going to see the interceptions go down, which is going to put the touchdowns up. I would also say they probably should run RPO a little bit more with them, so you're going to see more running touchdowns as well. So that's a factor that people aren't understanding. You saw what Sam Howell was, and if you look at some of his better games, like Denver, I think Denver's one of the better ones. There's a couple other ones as well. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. But if you look at some of his better games, where if you go and listen to the Washington Football Talk podcast, or the Beltway podcast, I think that's what it's called now, like they're talking about games where he's the guy. Those are games that you want to have out of Sam Howell. Okay? And you got some games where he's bad. Don't get me wrong. Buffalo game was pretty bad. Alright? But if you look at the peaks, that's what potentially you could be working with, and then some with better play calling and those things happening. And I get it. There's a valley there. There's a peak and a valley. And the valley can get pretty bad, but you could draft a quarterback and they could be complete busts. And we gave up on a quarterback that just needed like one more thing to make him better. A better head coach, a better play calling, a better offensive line to give him time. Guys not dropping passes would be a huge factor as well. So this isn't going to be as long as the last video. That's all I wanted to talk about was Ben Johnson. Now you also have Mike McDonald. I don't think you do that. If you go with a quarterback or you stick with Sam Howell, you go offensive coordinator to head coach. That's what you bring an offensive minded head coach. Now, if we already had a quarterback established and we've had him for a couple years, let's say this is Sam Howell. It's 3 years down the line. He's proven to be a viable franchise quarterback, but we're just not getting anywhere. Then you bring in a defensive-minded head coach because you don't have to worry about the offense. You just have to have a better offensive coordinator, and you have to fix the defense. This is not that. We have to fix the offense. I mean, defense needs fixed too, don't get me wrong. Defense was worse than the offense was this year. Okay? Neither one of the two can just line up. Okay? But you definitely need to fix the offense if you have a young quarterback. You need to fix the offensive line, and that needs to be a focus this offseason. The defense can be fixed. I think defensive personnel is not bad. I think the problem with defense to me was more scheme than personnel. I think there is some personnel improvements we need to make, but I think the biggest problem with defense was the philosophy behind the defense was not very good. It was a very stand back, stay off, play off, and keep everything in front of you. And then we give up big plays because we're not fundamentally disciplined, things like that. Those things just did not help our offense at all. Complementary football, there's that term again. The defense did not complement the offense. Defense did not give the offense the chance to be balanced sometimes. But the offense also we'd start the game with 5 passes, and you're not starting the game down 10-0 or something. You have to throw yourself back into it. It's tied. So there's times when we had leads and we're not trying to run the clock out. We're not trying to grind out a win. We're not trying to eat up so much clock compared to the opposition. We're just trying to pass, and the opposition gets the opportunity to come back because we spend 30 seconds to have a possession, have 3 incompletions or whatever. So it has been 14 minutes into this, almost 15 minutes into this, so I'm not going to go too much into it. That's our guy, Ben Johnson. He's going to fix Sam Howell. He's going to have an offensive mentality. He's going to fix the entire offense. He's going to do it all in one offseason. I have a lot of faith in that. We have a lot of salary cap to fix the defense. And I think we're going to supplement a little bit of those things into this with the salary cap with some things on offense, but I think they're going to go with the philosophy of trading back and grabbing offensive linemen early to solidify the offensive line for years to come. So I think it's going to be the key. And then if Sam Howell's, I think Sam Howell should play one more year. And if it doesn't work, we can move on. It's fine. We can move on. But if you don't improve things around him, no matter what team he gets, what quarterback we use, if the offensive line and all those things don't get better, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. You can get him injured. You can get him punch drunk. He's gonna throw interceptions. He's always gonna be under distress. You need to make him as comfortable as possible in the pocket. And Bieniemy didn't do that. Watch our quarterback and then go watch like Jared Goff. Jared Goff's having clean pockets. Other quarterbacks have clean pockets. Sam Howell didn't have that. And a lot of people talk to him like he's some quarterback that's been playing for years, and then he jumps on our team and all of a sudden he's throwing interceptions. No. The situation around him has to be better, and we have to make it better. And if we do move on from Sam Howell, everything has to be made, every part of that situation has to be made better, rather than just, we switched out a quarterback, we're fixed. No, the quarterback was not the problem. It might have been a problem, but that's because of the problem being everything else around it. Okay? So, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I do appreciate a lot of the comments you guys had. Don't call me stupid. Don't call me any of those things. If you just disagree, it's fine. State your point. Don't just say, you're stupid for thinking that. Okay, well, what do you think's the solution? Okay? Let's have a civil discord here. Okay? Not the disrespectful. Some are disrespectful. I'm not going to acknowledge those. So if I like your comment, I think it's at least a fair comment. Okay, if I don't like your comment or I don't put anything on it at all, it's because I don't think your comment's respectful. So, let me just think in the comment section down below. Like I said, I'm all about civil discord, and I might actually, if you got some questions, put them in there too. My next video will be a Q&A. So, let me know what you think. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time. Hail to the Commanders, and see you.